Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, and in this video I want to show you some of Nappa's absolutely absurd mix-up potential mid-screen with an assist. So just so you know, before anything else, Nappa has a ridiculous amount of tech. Nappa almost has more tech and options and gimmicks and mix-ups and all that kind of fun stuff than like just about the entirety of the cast combined. So what I'm about to show you is just one brief peek at the greater whole of Nappa. There is so much Nappa stuff out there. Now that said, this particular revision of the mid-screen mix I do believe was invented by one Lord Lethal Strike, and you can check the video description for their Twitter. And also there are so many other great Nappa tech lords out there that I'll put all their Twitters in the video description as well, and I'm sure I'll be missing some, so apologies for that ahead of time. But check those guys out, they're fantastic. Now that said here, for this particular mid-screen mix, for the examples, I'm going to be showing you this with the Super Saiyan Vegeta assist, because one, he's always a classic assist for Nappa. He's always worked well in Nappa over the years, and two, it makes just this particular version easier, but there are many possible assists you can do, and later in the video I'll show you some more examples. But yeah, let's show you the basic setup for this mid-screen mix-up and just show you how many layers there are for it. Now first we'll be using a very specific combo chain. However you get your hit, that's awesome. And you'll want to be going into quarter circle back and S, that's the 2-bad move, which spikes them straight up. And from that move, you will be going for a jump into your down heavy. And that'll pop them right down on the ground. And the main goal here is we want as little forward travel as possible, because unfortunately if you get to the corner, this setup doesn't really work the same way, especially if you already are in the corner. So we want to keep them as mid-screen as possible so we have as much possibilities for high, low, left, right mix-ups. And of course, let's talk about the assist. So whenever you get your hit used in conjunction with the assist, it'll look something like this. At which point, while the assist is holding them in place, we'll be planting our medium Cyberman, aka the Cyberman that does the spits. Now, putting it all together, specifically what we're aiming for is we're going to make sure the Cyberman gets the spit and we combo into the spit, and it'll look something like this. Now, as you see, the spit hits and he crosses under their side. But what happens when the spit hits, it basically tanks the hit stun of a lot of combos for Nappa, and it restands the opponent fresh as a daisy. So since they're restanded, that means they don't get knocked down, that means no up tech, no back tech, no delay tech, no wake up, reflect, all these options. You're just standing like the combo never happened. And that's incredibly powerful, as that's the basis of this whole mix-up. And there's so many layers. So we're going to show you what it looks like on paper and the main goal, because we're going to reset the combo and combo back into the Cyberman, and then from there just go through the many layers. So when it's all said and done, it's gonna look something like this. And hey, you saw that, right? The slow-mo. So what happened there is during that, we crossed directly underneath them. The Cyber Spit restand them and reset the combo. We got in a raw down, stand them into a down am, which is, non-scaling starter, so more damage. Cyberman catches them, explodes, down heavy, and we get the recombo from there. And in most scenarios, that's the kill. The initial damage is great, and if you get that reset, that mix-up, they're dead. They're dead rights. So that was layer 1. So you just run forward, and since the spit holds them in the air just a little bit, you can actually cross under on the other side, which, a lot of people may be not expecting, and then mix them up from there. So now let's go through the many layers of that. So next layer, we're just going to show us air dashing right after that vanish hit, and let's see what side we land up on. Okay, so right there, we landed directly in front of them. So now what happens if after the initial down heavy point, we just delay vanish by a couple frames, and then we air dash forward. Okay, so same combo we've been doing this whole time at this point now. And all we're going to do is delay the vanish just a tiny smidge. Now we're going to do that air dash. And hey, we wound up on the other side. So now we know there's a layer where we can run underneath. There's a layer, obviously, where you can just not run underneath and stay still. There's a layer where I can dash and be on one side. There's a layer where I can dash and be on the other side. And I get to know exactly when. And the timing to the enemy is effectively imperceptible. They don't know, but you get to know. And we can keep going from there. So right there, I ran under them, and at that point, I just instant air dash over their head, conked them with a medium, because Nappa's got great range on his jump medium, and that combo directly into the Cyber Explode. We clap them, and then boom, we can go from there. Now, how about even more layers from that? So from that one, if we, after our clap, do another delay vanish, we can do our down H and hold it, which of course makes them miss the animation. Air dash from there, and then just hit them on the other side, combos in the cyber grab, there you go. And of course you can choose to stay the same side as well, it's up to you, so those are even more layers to the mix-up. So for that one, we used the original run method we started with, right? And we ran underneath them and ran back the other side and clopped them with the low. So as you can see, there are many permutations to this, not the least of which you can just land in front of them and like Dragon Rush them too. Like, you don't even got to get fancy, right? So when they're worrying about like high, low, left, right, all this weird stuff, like sometimes the basic stuff just works fine too. And hey, there you have it. So from 0 meter, normal starter, nothing special. If you guessed incorrectly, you're dead. Didn't need extra meter, didn't need a sparking blast, you just died. And of course, depending on your assist setup and all that, it can be either, well, a little more difficult or even a lot easier, right? This is specifically how I learned to do it because, you know, I can play Broly. But yeah, so that is the mix-up of Doom in a nutshell. So if you guess incorrectly after the whole setup, basically expect to lose a character. Now, the exact team I did that with, is that the only team you can do it with? Well, far from it. You can do it with all sorts of assists. As you can see there, Spit just hit just fine, and you can do all the same setups. I had to do a slightly different hit thing. I did stand light into S into down H. As depending on the assist you have to do different normals and setups for timing. Could be down light, could be stand light. Generally speaking, S into down H is the usual setup though. But yeah, sometimes you need just add the extra hit just to make sure the timing is correct so they always land in the Cyber Spit. And another example there, Jiren has the wall bounce. Anyone with a wall bounce makes this very easy. Just got to run up S into down H. And there's a lot of assists possible. Just play around with it. As long as you can just convert even to one stand or down L, that means generally the assist will work for the setup. And yeah, that's the Nappa mix-up of Doom. This is like Tech 1 of 20,000 for Nappa. He's got so much out there, and there's so much to be discovered yet, because Nappa is, in a weird way, one of the most complex characters in this game. Even if he's not a top tier or even mid-tier character, there's just a lot for him, and he's a lot of fun, so try it out. But otherwise, my friends, that is it for this video, so put in the comment section below what you think. Is this busted? I don't know, probably not. Permutations of this existed since year 1. So I don't think it's going to be breaking the game anytime soon. But yeah, anyways, other than that, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.